Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a special episode of the Racing Addicts Podcast, joined by probably the highest ranking guest we've ever had on the show. And of course, I'm talking about Cobrette from Sink In. How are you doing?
Good, man. How are you? I am delightfully eating all of your breakfast foods this morning. So.
Listen, I am here to serve, my man. This is what we do. It's what we do for friends. I figured waking up a musician at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, I had to butter you up somehow.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm here before noon.
Listen, I know this. And we're also joined by a very cool guy and a good friend of yours. Why don't you introduce him, Cobrette? I literally couldn't have cued that worse.
Yeah, like I said, I'm eating all your food this morning. Yeah, this is good buddy Brad Perez. We call him Bread. And he's definitely one of the coolest guys around when it comes to the NASCAR people we've met. So
I like it. How you doing, Brad?
I'm doing well, but especially better after getting buttered up by Cobrette like that.
Oh, man. So how much did you have to pay him to say all those nice things? Like, man, that's gotta be pricey.
Oh,
he just
we're
had to
both
drive.
broke, so
yeah. It kind of evens out, man. You know. I like it. So, how in the world did you two meet? Like, I feel like this is one of the most interesting pairings of how, you know, NASCAR, music, everything comes together. Like, so how did you guys meet and then become obviously good friends?
Well, so Brad was the merch guy for I Set My Friends on Fire.
Okay.
And we had done some tours with them, and then it finally came to a tour where we just said, I think you're ours now. You're coming with us.
I like that. You just took possession. You're like, yeah, you're our guy now. Yeah.
Yeah, and for his credit, that entire tour, he pretty much just lived in the bus making phone calls, trying to get his sponsors and doing all the things that he's got to do.
That's awesome.
You know, I don't think he had a moment of rest on that entire run.
No, I definitely believe that. Yeah, I know there's quite a grind going on. So what was your side of the experience of getting to kind of meet Cobrette and the Sink In gang, Brad?
It's actually been really awesome. I did not know what to expect at all. That first time I actually met the Sink In boys was for the first Ismfoff show that was happening in Charlotte, where Sink In opened, and they rehearsed in my landlord's garage. Like, we set up this like performance space in the garage with lights, you know, fog machine, all everything.
Naturally,
and
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I had never heard of Sink In my life. And I'm like, they just brought all of their equipment with the tracks and the production all together. I'm like, damn, like, this ain't no regular, you know, opener band. Like, these guys got it together. And seeing Cobrette do his thing, I was like, man, this is really serious. And we ended up becoming friends over the course of that time. And here we are.
That's awesome. No, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, here I am on a podcast where I know nothing about racing.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
This is just my attempt to bridge the gap to turn you into an avid race fan.
Yeah,
like
appreciate it.
Yeah, this is where we're getting. Honestly, we're just trying to get listens up because I know you'll actually listen to this episode.
I'll double your listeners, right?
Yeah, whatever. Oh my gosh. No, that's so cool. I remember, it was probably like 2 years ago when you texted me. And you were like, hey, do you know like a Myatt Snyder and a Ryan Vargas? And I'm like, yeah. And you're like, oh, I guess they're in NASCAR? I'm like, yeah. And you're like, oh, we're staying at their house. And it's like, it was just so funny to me because it was like, obviously, like it was just new friends. And I don't know. It was just like a worlds colliding thing. It was just so funny to me. So, no, I thought that was really cool. So how do you enjoy doing the Sink In merch stuff, Brad? Is it...
Oh man, it's fun. It's definitely some work. I felt like I was back working at Kohl's, except this Kohl's did not have a shower.
Do most Kohl's have a shower?
Yes.
Yeah. I hear the pay's better too. You know,
yeah, I'm sure it is.
Hey, you know. Hey, look, the playlist at the Sink In merch table was a lot better than the playlist at Kohl's. I'll give you that. So
that is very true. Very true. Yeah.
Well, and he's back there like up on the table dancing, pulling people in. So he knows how to work some clothing.
Nice. So you are merch guy and hype man. Like you are an all-in-one package deal.
Oh, absolutely. And whenever Sink In's on, like I leave the merch table and I'm side stage right there. I'm like hyping Cobrette up, like he's doing his little licks and stuff, and I'm like,
that's awesome. Doing your little Cobrette spin, right? You always got Cobrette. Yeah, that's definitely that's a trademark move, right?
Well, and at any time that we come through, even when he's not on the road with us, when we're in Charlotte, he comes up with the whole crew. Like, Vargas and those guys are all there as well.
That's cool.
And it's just, you guys are the partiers out of Charlotte.
Okay. Oh, yeah, dude. We're full on. We're the Sink In group. Like, if the Sinkies are coming in town and nobody's showing up, like I'm disowning you. Actually,
why have I never heard Sinkies before? That's the best term for our fans ever.
I'm so glad you caught that because that it was the first thing I heard there too. So Swifties and Sinkies, is this the? I like this. So I don't know. We got to get a hashtag going or something.
Well, this is why we keep him around because he's full of great ideas.
When he's not promoting himself, he's promoting the Sinkies.
Oh, you always got to be on that hustle. We were texting about that yesterday. Always grinding, always promoting yourself, always going after the bread.
Hey,
yep,
that was a good shout out. I like that.
Hi, kitty cat.
Yeah, working hard enough to promote yourself that you come on some low rate podcast to talk about racing when you don't give a crap about racing. That's the dedication that we appreciate.
Oh yeah, I did like a whole 5 minutes of research for this podcast.
So. Dude, that's so Cobrette. Oh man.
All right, we'll do a little baby quiz. Who won the Cup Series championship this year?
This year?
This should be really easy because you're friends with me.
Jeff Gordon.
Oh my god.
Oh man. I'll give you a hint.
I actually had to think about that.
I probably know 3 or 4 names that aren't people I know.
Okay. Hit me with those 3 or 4 names because I'm just curious.
Jeff Gordon, Jeff Burton. There's another Jeff in there somewhere.
Dude, you think about Jeff a lot, man.
Yeah. Tony Stewart. He's a driver, or was.
It was, yeah. Do you know any current drivers?
No, absolutely not. Blaney.
Hey, there
just
you go.
Because you're a Blaney fanboy.
So I tried to tee you up with an easy one because he was the Cup Series champion this year.
Woo!
Yeah,
there you go. I got to the answer.
Yeah.
See, that was good. I thought maybe all of this would help. But,
when it comes to other questions, though, I know all cars have 4 tires, at least.
Good. Yes.
Yep. They run on fuel.
Hey.
I do.
Hey, don't let Cobrette try to say that he doesn't know about cars because this man is building a damn Mustang in his garage.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it.
Yes, he is.
And I will say, I got to go up to the Poconos race and got to view around and be down on the track with those guys and stuff. And the car builds are no joke.
Oh, they're nuts.
Like you start looking into those, you're like, wow, there's a lot of engineering and stuff going on. And I know that just from talking to you, Brad, there's a lot of little things that you guys are doing week to week to try and get the edge up on people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And in your credit, I don't know that anybody in this world has repaired a 40 Kano line more than you. So all the performance advantages that go in line with either a travel trailer or a 40 Kano line, like you. That's you.
There's some inventive repairs out there. And you might appreciate some of these, Brad, but we had the distributor went out one time.
Okay.
And it was just the cap inside that was rotating, and we were 50 miles from a AutoZone or anything like that. So we took some chicken wire and spooled it up and made a little pointer out of it and stuck it down on there, and it got us to an AutoZone.
That I completely appreciate that.
You just have to get very inventive when you're out as a band with zero money.
Oh, yeah.
You look around, you're like, well, here's a piece of metal that fell off the roof. Maybe we can fix it with that,
Here's a DMX cable that we stripped the connector off of and just wrap it around.
Yeah, exactly. At one point, we literally tied our exhaust up with cables.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. What is it about the joke about a band is they will put $35,000 worth of equipment in a $200 minivan. Yeah, that is. I feel like that is the Sink In motto, right?
Oh, I think we invented it at this point.
Yeah.
I think that Cobrette can officially put like on his job resume there. Like he's not just guitarist engineer of Sink In. He is literally the car chief. Like I'm pretty sure he can put car chief
I like
and crew
that.
chief.
Yeah. Well,
On the
and
list
shout out
there.
to Josh, though, too, because Josh is always the metalworking guy that repairs everything. And I go, Josh, I don't know how to do this one. Can you just do that? And he'll weld it or do whatever he needs to do.
And Josh just got a real big job a couple weeks ago. Was that longer ago when the tongue of the trailer snapped?
Oh, yeah. That was the last Ism
Oh my
tour.
god.
Yeah. Because so we have a trailer it's 100% aluminum enclosed box trailer. And Josh had completely built this thing from the ground up with his dad. And the tongue of it was also aluminum. And I guess after 7 years of just pounding on this thing, it finally snapped.
And countless miles. I mean, like the amount of miles. Yeah.
And we overweighed the thing. Okay, so that was definitely a factor.
Expected.
But so he came up with a solution, and we sat for one full day in a Home Depot parking lot, drilling this thing out and adding structural repair to it, and getting us back on the road.
That's so insane. Like I low key do love that. So, no, that's cool. So the music video that you guys just released this week, really, 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 really cool. I remember you showed me the first cut, and I was like, "This is freaking awesome! Like this is so cool." So, what started that conversation? Like where did that idea birth from?
I think it was kind of last minute, and we were staying at Brad's place in Charlotte, and we were like, okay, we need to come up with a video today. Like, what can we possibly do? Because we have this song coming out, and we've been wanting to do something with the NASCAR guys for a while, just to do something fun. And I think you had the connection, Brad, to do that racetrack that we went to, or the go-kart track. So,
Yeah.
And then it just kind of took a life of its own after that, where we were like, okay, let's just commit to, we'll throw a little bit of money at this that we have.
Yeah.
And pretty much all of it at that point. We're like, all right, blow all our money, let's do this cool video. And
it was a good week. You didn't break any trailer arms that day.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
yeah, you were like, yeah, we can rent out the go-kart track.
And then I think Brad might be the only one, other than Vargas, because Vargas nailed his spot on that video.
Oh, the headlining, yeah, that was fantastic.
I think Brad was the only one that actually played any kind of instrument, so he got the drum set right off the bat.
And I think Brad, you're an actual drummer, right? I feel like I heard that somewhere.
No. I'm not a drummer. I just pretend. I look at Sam and I hit the tubs like Sam does.
I mean, I felt like the illusion played. Like I actually was watching. I'm like, man, maybe he kind of knows what he's doing. So
I could kind of hold it. If you tell me, okay, I need like a little 2/4 real quick. Like I could hold it for you for maybe like 2 measures. That's after that, I'm sloppy.
Okay, so that's why we have the quick camera cuts. That it's like they find the 2 measures that are good. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do. No, it's way cool. So like literally just all at once, that whole video just like happens.
Yeah, it was basically, we had a certain amount of budget, and we made it work, and we were like, let's just have fun and make some kind of fun video with our friends.
I like it.
It wasn't like some of these other videos we've done where we plan out a full shoot and have 2 or 3 days, and we're trying to, run through, oh, did we get this shot? Does this make sense in the storyline? This one was just let's go race go-karts because we want to race go-karts,
That's pretty cool. I love the idea of the like having the driver and the band member with the stats, like, and then doing 2 at a time. Like I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, and naturally, their stats are a little better than ours are.
Ours are like drives 1,000 miles a week.
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
no, but shout out to Ty and Davey and everyone for coming up with those ideas, because that was really like an on the fly thing. Like a lot of that
nice.
Came together kind of just in that day. We were planning the video, like I think BJ's Brew House, across the street, like it's crazy, man. But it ended up actually really good. So shout out.
No, that's awesome. And I feel like you've been getting some decent NASCAR love with the video.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know even just in the people I follow, which is mostly the racing community, I saw it like 6 times this week or 8 times. I'm like, all right, well, that's good. Yeah, like it's getting recirculated. So
yeah, gotta love the love.
Man. Now we just got to get you to a race, you know?
Well, and I should have probably called Ty in to have him this morning because Ty actually does have some racing experience.
Okay.
I don't know if you know
that's
that.
right. Yeah.
So he used to race sprint cars, I think, dirt track stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a PA guy.
Yeah,
That's the sprint car land, baby.
Oh my gosh. That's like the one good part of living in Pennsylvania is all the 410s.
And again, this is coming out of the guy that doesn't know anything about racing. Is Micro something?
yes, micro sprint.
Micro
Yes.
sprint?
Yeah.
I think that's what he did.
that sounds right. Yeah. So it's not like a full size sprint, but yeah. We should have had Ty. That would have been fun. I didn't even think about that, but
Well, he's definitely still asleep because it's like 6 a.m. out there.
oh, he's out in Cali right now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That combined with being a musician.
Yeah, that
we
doesn't
won't-
happen.
Yeah, it's going to be like 6 hours till we see
Yeah.
him. That's cool.
And he was like coaching basketball last night or something.
Right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has a job right now helping his dad out doing basketball coaching. So that's always trying to hustle and get your money while you're off the road to fund all of our breakdowns.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, that seems to be
Yeah.
the model is work your butt off when you're not touring so you can afford to tour when you tour.
Yeah, for anybody out there that thinks we make a bunch of money on touring, that is not the truth at all.
No.
It's definitely a labor of love.
And that's kind of like being a race car driver, right, Brad? I feel like that's kind of the same gig.
Yeah. Yeah, and doing merch.
Yeah, exactly. when you're merching for Sink In, yeah, that's cool.
We give him a lot of kisses.
I'm like, yeah, man, if y'all feed me, we could do this. But this also means that I had to have worked like 7 days before I went on the road with you guys.
Yeah. No, I did. The grind is cool though. Like it's neat to see everyone working so hard for what they want to do, and obviously we're all kind of doing the same thing, which is really cool. So,
Yeah.
and it's been neat to follow, getting to know about you, Brad, just because of your friendship with Cobrette, and like it. You had a pretty decent 2023 in some of the Xfinity stuff, and you were doing. At least you got a lot of TV time at the one race. I know that they kept talking about you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Honestly, I think that this season was not results-wise kind of what I wanted. I felt like last year or the year before that, I was less experienced and got better results, which is hilarious because I feel like that's how life goes sometimes. But
sure.
this year, I mean, like I got my best career finish at Road America. That was pretty good. And I got a lot of TV time there for the sponsor. I was really happy about that. Same even with the truck stuff, like doing Homestead and driving up to like 12th during the race. It's probably like the highest up I've ever been in my entire life in a NASCAR race. It was
That's
pretty
awesome.
Cool. Probably the only thing that was missing from this year, career-wise, is I didn't get to go on the road with my boys again. It's been a while.
we really haven't been on the road,
That's true.
Yeah, true.
It's kind of a
Yeah,
light
I
year
wasn't
for us.
there when the tongue broke like 3 times. So I guess that was...
That's the one part
was there when our
2023 was
transmission
missing.
died.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the transmission's
Transmission
replaced.
died
That
in,
one's
like
good.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
We were there like twice with that.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, don't worry. The bus has a brand new transmission in it. I did all that. So, yes, I do have car
Okay.
experience. I'll validate that one. But
I was gonna say it. If I ever have an issue with a 40 Econo line, Power Stroke 7.3, anything, like you are number one on the list. Like
yeah, I'll definitely learn how to do it with whatever's around me. So,
it's so good.
God.
Yeah.
so, how does that compare to what you do for your team stuff, Brad? Because you probably have a little more tools than I do.
Oh, dude, like the best part is we're always prepared for something wrong to happen. So we're
unlike a
we're
tour.
always on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Driving for the 74 team at Phoenix definitely was that felt like a Sink In tour for sure. We had like very minimal tools, very minimal people to do this. Like I was putting rear suspension in this thing and I'm like having to drive it in like in about 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a Sink In tour and a half right there. That was yeah.
That's putting a lot of trust in your mechanic work, right? When you're the one doing it and then taking it out on the track. Yeah, that's a lot of
You
pressure.
gotta trust yourself before you trust anybody else, man.
I
That's
like
the thing.
it.
Hell, that's the Sink In way.
Absolutely.
Like,
That's
can't
how-
afford to pay somebody. You got to do it yourself, so you better do it right.
That's true.
Well, yeah, we made that mistake with the trailer tongue. We pulled into a spot. We broke it down in Phoenix the
Okay.
first time, and we took it to a spot in the morning. Like, yeah, we'll weld it up. And Josh is kind of eyeing them up because he's used to welding all this stuff, and that's his normal day job, 9 to 5. He does fabrication work, and he's kind of watching, and they're not really doing a good job. And he's like, I don't think they know how to weld aluminum. Well, we pay them, we get on the road, and 100 miles down the road in the middle of the desert, it snaps again. So he was furious about that.
I was going to say, especially because he knew what he was doing and like that just amplifies it that much more.
Well, and out of all the tools that we can take with us, we can't take a welder with us.
Yeah, it's huge.
Right, it's huge. We don't have the power to run a welder unless you have like a big gas one. It's just not practical, and these people would not let him weld it.
Right, because it's like, it's kind of a weird liability thing.
Yeah. No.
So,
jeez. Never a dull moment. Yeah. Never a dull moment.
So always trust in yourself. That's rule number one.
I like
the Sink In way. We're making the book here today, Brad.
Yeah, dude, the Sink In way, man. Like, on top of having to do everything yourself, it's also like the imagine you're following your dreams, but everyone is still very employed. That's the Sink In way. Everyone is still somehow employed to their thing. I'm pretty sure the entire band is employed at least 1 or 2 times over.
Oh yeah. That anytime that you're chasing your passion, it's 100% a full-time job, and then you have to still fund that.
Yeah,
which is another full-time job. And I'm sure like it's nicer now that you can work on the side, Brad, that's kind of in your same industry, which is kind of where I'm at. I can do stuff that's still audio work and things that helps improve my knowledge of what I'm doing, but not everybody can have that. Sometimes you got to work at the gas station or the restaurant down the street just to fund.
Yeah, I know. When I was trying to grow the AVL company, I did commercial electric for 2 years, and I hated it, and it sucked, but it was really good money.
Yeah.
And then I was able to cash flow, the tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment I had to buy. So, very Dave Ramsey-esque, no debt, cash flow, everything, do it good. So, yeah, I think it's cool. That's why I love seeing people when there's no question of what we won't do to achieve the dream. It's sit down, grind, and just do whatever you got to do to make it happen. And so it's really cool. I love seeing it. So any big plans rolling into 2024 for the Sinkies?
Well, that's a question for Brad, because I technically am not a Sinky. I'm just a Sink.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I misused the word. I apologize.
Shame.
He's a sinker.
Sinker.
Yeah.
Sinker.
Okay. All right. Any 2024 plans for the Sinkers?
We have a very big show coming up in LA, which will be the 7th of January at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Iconic old venue.
That's cool.
They pretty iconic for giving the start to lots of famous rock bands. So we're talking about doing some stuff there, maybe some more touring throughout the year, working on more recordings, hopefully a new record come next year. So
awesome.
Just all depends on the funding and the hustle.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. And meeting the right people, get in front of the right people, and all that stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, you guys legitimately have really good music. Like I enjoy listening to it, which is kind of cool, because it's like, oh, that's my buddy, like that's my friend, which is kind of neat. So.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone listening, if you have not listened to Sink In, your job this afternoon, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, whatever.
Tidal.
Yeah. Which one gives you the most royalty?
Tidal, by far.
Tidal. Okay,
Yep.
so go there and support the Sinkers.
Yep, at Sink In Band on everything.
At Sink In Band. That's perfect. And definitely check out the
Buy a
music video,
shirt.
which is awesome.
Yeah, buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Go.
It's
We'll
more
sell
money
meet and
when you
greets
buy
with
a
Brad.
Go to a show and buy 3 shirts.
Well, buy one of these shirts, dude.
If you buy 3 shirts, that's like 1,000 streams if you just buy one Sink In shirt. So
It's more than that.
10,000 streams.
It's even better. So, and the shirts are cool. I actually have one. I wasn't thinking I should have worn that.
There you go.
Oh, missed opportunity. Sorry about that. Yeah, I totally dropped the ball on that. But Brad, any big 2024 plans for you rolling into the new year?
Dude, there's so many things that I could be doing, and it's every year I get to this point, it gets more painful to hear all the probable things that I could be doing right now.
Sure.
If I found a sponsorship for it, but I have sponsorship for like 3 Xfinity races so far.
Okay, that's
so
awesome.
I'm just gonna figure that out, but there's a lot of other options. There's a possibility that we could go sports car racing for a little bit. the possibility we could go racing in Europe for a little bit. There's a lot of open doors. Just gotta find the right opportunity, really.
Oh, that's awesome.
And to all you wealthy listeners out there, sponsor this man.
Yeah.
He is one of the hardest working guys ever. I don't think he was off the phone one time when we were on our tour together trying to get those sponsors. So
that's awesome.
Call in to Alex Beitzel's hotline and sponsor this guy.
The phone's broken, so just call Brad. My hotline's broken. Just call Brad.
Thank you, Spaghetti. That week was crazy. I think that was the least prepared I was to actually go race a car in my entire life, because I was on the road for like basically 2 weeks, and I'm like, a lot of drivers go to the sim and try to focus on try to remember the track, and I'm like 4 days before the race, I am selling a T-shirt in like Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. We have this guy fully suited up in his race attire driving our bus around.
Yeah, in West Virginia.
There's your social media content, man. That's good stuff.
Oh, it's out there somewhere. You just gotta look for it.
Yeah, it's there. I forgot where it was.
Oh
but
man,
it is there.
I got to scroll through the Insta stories and find that. That's good. No, very cool. So we are a podcast that loves bias. So I just had to. I was going to ask Cobrette, but he would pick Jeff Burton. If you had to pick one driver, not yourself, that is your favorite driver to root for, who would that be?
Vargas.
Oh yeah, that was good. Good answer. Okay,
thank you.
Brian
I had that one prepared because I knew you were going to ask me. It couldn't be Brad.
I like it. Brad, who would your favorite driver, not yourself, be in NASCAR?
There's so many.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many.
I can give you at least 4 if you
I
need suggestions.
I'm a fan. Yeah, dude, I'm such a big fan. Like, I'm a fan of all the homies. Like,
I love it.
Whenever I'm not racing, I'm a big old little girl watching the race. And I'm like, oh my God, there goes Smithley, there goes Garrett. Or like, I'm like, oh my God, Matt Mills, I love you. Like, they finish the race and I'm like doing tires and shit. And like, I go up to them, I'm like, you did awesome. We're like on separate teams.
Like, oh crap, yeah.
Dude, right now I'm a really big Dawson Cram guy.
Nice.
I am all in on Dawson Cram. That is my boy. He just got announced that he's running a full season for JD Motorsports. So proud of him.
Very cool. Yeah, that's
another really hard worker.
Very awesome. Yeah, it's good to see him land that. Are you working with that team at all, or?
Oh, what?
Are you working with the JD Motorsports team at all? Are you just gonna be cheerleader on the sideline for him?
I don't know, dude. I'm everybody's cheerleader. So,
I like it.
I've worked for JD though, so like, I mean, I'm pretty sure if they called me, because right now I'm kind of like open ended right now. If they called me to go work, I'd probably go work. I don't care.
That'd be cool. Sorry, what were you saying, Cobrette? I interrupted you.
I don't know if you saw this going around on the Twitter as well. We need to get this over to Cram, but I saw that they had Cram's name on the car. Here, can you see this?
Oh yeah,
I can.
Some kid made like a mock-up scheme.
Yeah,
like
somebody did
a little Sink In
mock-up
cool scheme.
Yep,
that's pretty cool.
It's on Twitter. You'll have to find it
on the X files.
So this is just a computer for me. I gotcha.
That's just for your benefit. That's when David pretends to look up stats, but he's really watching the Eagles game.
Got it.
Yeah, that's.
I feel that's so hard.
The iMac has one purpose, and it's watching other sporting events while we record the podcast. Yeah, which is good. Yeah. It's actually really entertaining. So
I would do the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, anyway, hey, I appreciate you guys coming on and making time today. For sure, it's very cool getting to hear some of the stories and some of the behind the scenes sort of stuff. So, any other final words before we wrap up the episode?
Miss you, Brad.
Well, I just want to say that everyone should stream Cabin Fever on all media platforms, especially YouTube, because there's money from that, and also Tidal, because there's bigger money from that. If not, buy a dang T-shirt. If you go to a show, I don't care what band it is, I'm going to steal Ty's line. I don't care what band it is, and I don't care if you just got a connection right now. You go over there and you buy something, because that is the lifeline of a lot of these bands. Same thing with me. I have merch as well. And I don't use any of the money for anything personal. I literally use it to go racing. So even Homestead happened out of like, I'm pretty sure like 15% merchandise money. So shout out to everybody who ever bought a t-shirt.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so support cool people because like Sink In is just like you. They work a job, they want to do cool things, and they're really talented. So yeah.
I love it.
Thank you for that. And obviously, same thing goes for Brad. So definitely buy Brad merch because it's dope.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think this was like a limited run, right? That you did with this.
Yeah, you cannot buy that anymore.
Yeah,
that is done.
I will sell this for a full sponsorship for his next race. If anybody wants this, it's a medium.
Oh man, that's good.
Yep.
So that makes it vintage and a collectible.
Exactly.
Because, yes. So
And it has the blood, sweat, and tears of both him and I ingrained in every stitch.
so that I mean we're talking maybe 10 grand to start. I mean, I feel like that's the opening
Yeah.
bid.
What's a race cost you to sponsor?
I mean, like if you want to sponsor the whole thing, it's like 40,000.
There you go, 40,000. This shirt right here.
40 grand for the shirt. I like it. All right. Let's open the bids, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. Awesome.
Man.
Well, thanks again, guys. Appreciate you joining, and have a good time in the upcoming season. Shows and races and all sorts of good stuff, and try not to break any trailer axles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deal.
Awesome.
I'll try not to.
Love it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time on The Racing Addicts. Bye.